Bonjour à tous, c'est Jean. Hello everyone. A new episode for Intuitive French podcast today. And I will continue to give you good tips, magic tips to improve your French vocabulary. And last time we talked about collocations, les co-occurrences, which are very, very useful to have more natural French and to improve your vocabulary and also your writing in French. Today, the second episode about these magic tricks to learn more vocab, I'm gonna talk about prefixes. I'm not sure how to say this in English. I think it's prefixes. So I think you are all familiar with the prefixes. It's a word or letters that are placed at the beginning of another word, a base word, to adjust and qualify the usage and the meaning of this word. So today is the prefix, and the opposite of prefix is suffix, and we'll see that next time. So prefixes, you can add them before a noun, an adjective, or a verb, and they can create a new meaning of the word or changing the meaning, and create a new word, maybe with a new meaning completely, or just adapting and make it very different, grammatically speaking. And some of them, they will make that the meaning is completely the opposite. So let's start with an example. Le premier exemple, c'est probable. So probable, adjective here. Donc, and we're going to add the prefix im. Okay, im, which is un in French. Un. And when we stick this together, these two words, improbable, it becomes the opposite. Okay, so it's a very common example. I think in English it exists too. So I think you're already familiar, but I'm gonna give you a few very common examples so that you can create your own vocab, or at least understand better. Okay. The first prefix I want to talk about is de. 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 It usually opposes a verb to the opposite. So, example, faire, very common word, faire, a verb. Défaire, okay, undo. Faire, défaire. Boucher, boucher, déboucher. Composer, décomposer. Coudre, découdre. Okay, and so on. So here you can see that the pattern is that all the verbs I mentioned, they start with a consonant. So it's easy, you just add de. But what if the verb starts with a vowel or a muted H? In French we have this muted H. And then we have to change it to des, D-E-S. So we have a consonant to avoid two vowels to stick together. So, abonner, abonner, to subscribe. Désabonner, unsubscribe. Habiller, with the H. Déshabiller, okay? Serrer, the S, we also double, because there's already an S. We use the special form here when we just double the S. Serrer, desserrer, servir, desservir. This, we don't change the main word, faire, défaire, and we keep the shape. There's another one with de, where this part will actually replace a base prefix already present in a verb. So for example, accrocher. accrocher. You have the a and you have the crochet. Crochet is like the hook, you know. So accrocher, a is already a prefix. Décrocher, accrocher, décrocher. Accroître, increase, accroître. So you have croître, to grow. Accroître. Décroître. Okay? Agrafer, agrafer. Dégrafer. Attacher. Détacher. Voilà. Okay, now the next prefix is all the prefixes in re. R, ou re. In English, they are present here too, so it will not be different from what you know, I think, but in French, we have this way. So it means, this one means that something repeats or restarts. So when you have a consonant, you just use re. So bâtir, rebâtir. Mettre, remettre. Put again, repetition or restart. Pousser, repousser. Couper, recouper. Transmettre, retransmettre. Constructible, reconstructible. And so on. When you have a vowel, a verb that starts with a vowel, you use re or just r, and you put the verb just after. So, example, apprendre, réapprendre. Unir, réunir. Accompagner, raccompagner. Inventer, réinventer. Examen, réexamen. Okay. And the last one, the last pattern is re with a consonant, where the simple verb and the one with prefix have different meaning. For example, réclamer. Réclamer is different from clamer. Réfléchir is different from fléchir. Se réjouir is different from jouir. Yeah. Another prefix is en. En, em sounds en. And it has the meaning of in, inside, dans. Examples: déballer, emballer. Déchaîner, enchaîner. Déménager, emménager. To move in, to move out. Déménager, to move out, or to move. Emménager, to move in. We also have the same prefix, en, which has the meaning of far from, or entering a certain state. For example, emporter. So emporter, you porter, carry, or bring away. Okay, emporter, take away. S'enfuir. Okay, fuir is okay, run, but s'enfuir, to run away. Voler, s'envoler, fly away. Embellir. Embellir, so belle, beautiful, belle, bellir, embellir, c'est entering the state of being beautiful, making more beautiful. Embellir. Dormir, s'endormir, entering the state of sleeping. Dormir, s'endormir. Laidir, enlaidir, become ugly. Okay, enlaidir. Okay. This is for verbs. Now, a part with adjectives, prefixes. So one very important is un, in. I think that's the example we talked at the very beginning. Improbable. So you add in, which is un, before an adjective. For example, visible, we get the opposite, invisible, right? Visible, invisible. They are antonymes. They are words that are completely an opposite meaning. Certain, incertain. Okay. And you have different forms of this one because, you know, it's IN, we pronounce un, so it's a vowel. So sometimes it changed the form. For example, before L, for example, lisible, readable, lisible, it becomes illisible. You cannot read. You know, it's hard to read it, and you cannot read it. Before M, B, or P, it becomes im. For example, impossible, right? It's the same word in French, impossible. Impossible, or just like the first example at the beginning of this episode, probable, the P, improbable with IM, improbable. Okay? And the last form, it's R. If this is the verb start with the R, you have to double the R. It will become ir. For example, responsable becomes irresponsable with double R. Okay? Récupérable, irrécupérable. Okay? The last prefix of adjectives is a. So it comes from the Greek and means not, without. Okay? So, for example, social, okay, society, okay, together. Asocial, which means not in the social life, almost against or out, you know. And there's a complete list of prefixes in the link of this description. So I will put it. So I encourage you to check it out and make the best use of it because it's really interesting. Ok, merci et à la prochaine fois. Thank you.